All right, so here again, back at Scraping the Plate, doing a quick meal that you can make at home for yourself and make it, you know what, decent and in a budget. What we're all looking for these days, I think, is to find the best way to stretch that grocery budget. And what I've done is I've made some pre-made meals I could take to work sometimes. So when you see them in the supermarket, they're like $4.49 or $4.99, and the frozen meals, they're really not that good. This stuff has been processed again and again. The pasta, they might have like 6 pieces of pasta in there. It's not good. You know, I am going to use a store-bought pasta, so I'm going to have that in the back of it. The ziti is going to be store-bought. I season my water with salt. I got that going behind me, and then up here I'm going to make the chicken. And the chicken, I'm not just going to just throw it in there with the pasta and the Alfredo. I'm going to actually go through and make these cutlets good and then chop them up, give it a lot more flavor. But this is the chicken, and you can cover the chicken with a piece of plastic or put them in a bag, just so when you use the hammer of Thor to beat up the chicken, it doesn't go everywhere, because that's bad. That's bad. You don't want, contamination is bad. So be safe when you're in the kitchen. And we need a little bit more pepper, so we're gonna go grind it in here again as well. We're gonna use a little bit of garlic, maybe a little bit of onion, a little bit of salt, just to flavor the chicken. And I'll show you another trick. I also use lemon. So I use lemon in with the egg wash before I use my stagione flour, okay? Stagione, 00, using the good stuff, okay? I learned that from a guy. He told me, and I tell you, I'm not going back. So this thing here is not going to be bleached. It's not going to have chemicals in it. It's not made of preserves. And don't ask how much it is a bag. Just buy it and do yourself a favor. You won't bloat. You won't get big. This is the flour you want to use. Check it out. So we're going to use a little zest of lemon. We're going to use that. We're going to use the chicken. We're going to make our cutlets first. We already got our water boiling for our pasta. And we have also a little bit of basil to give it flavor too. So we're going to put that in the pan, fry it up. And again, chicken, broccoli, ziti. So the meat, 2 different ends of the hammer, the flat side, and then there's like a little perforated one. You're going to go ahead and you're going to use that. That's going to beat up that cutlet a little bit. Then you can come in a little bit, Tom, on that one. You can come in a little bit if you want. There you go. So we're beating that chicken up. And what that's doing is tenderizing the meat, so it's not all thick and, squidgy in your mouth. And you're trying to, chop it up. You don't want that. You don't want your incisors getting involved here. You want it to be nice. So again, making meal prep, and what it does is going to save you money in the long run by buying those other meals that really aren't, that good for you. And I'm going to use the flat side. That's really going to spread it just a little bit more. And you can get the chicken breast yourself. You can do it that way if you want. But we're just going to make it so it spreads it out. And so you want the meat so it's translucent, so you can almost see through it. You don't want to break it all the way apart. You just want it translucent, so it's like a patty. Take that, get that going. I'm going to move along. I get egg wash. Egg wash is going to help that flour go ahead and stick. So some people use breadcrumbs. I'm going to use a flour, okay? Those 2 there. And what you can do, and this is something that I like to do, I'll not only use the lemon juice, I'll use a little bit of the zest of the lemon in there too. So I'll use the zest. Actually, more vitamin C in the peel than is actually in that lemon. And lemons, Italians love lemons. Limoncello, lemons on this, lemons in pasta. It just has that little bit of flavor. Heck, you know what? I'll put it even in the pasta water. Break off a little lemon in there too. Why not? I love lemon. So you take that. I've got this all cut up, and I have to do the broccoli in the lemon here. What I'm going to do is I like to use plastic with meat, and then you can use a wood cutting board over here when you're doing anything like a vegetable. So again, wood and then plastic for meat. So depending on what you're making, move those patties out of the way. And this I can slice up to get ready. So I need my tomato. Not my tomato. I need my lemon. See, I'm on a little bit crostini high right now. So I'm going to take my lemon. I'm just going to chop it in half. And I want to get the juice out of that lemon into the actual egg wash. So I take this. This is my grandfather's. So this is like 80 years old, and he was a chef. He was a French chef back then. And it used to make me orange juice in the morning, and that's when I'd be like, Grandpa, like, how do you, like, really? That's how you make orange juice? And they used to have like a tool that you would stick in there and do it, but this bowl works so much better. And this is how he made orange juice. You know, he'd make it straight from the source, taking the fiber away from the juice itself. Make sure you don't get any, like, you know, seeds in there. But again, take that lemon, and lemon always goes good with chicken, and it kills that any type of bacteria. Lemon's really good for that. And it keeps away the scurvy if you're a pirate. Yeah, I said it, scurvy, pirate. So I'll put a little lemon juice in there in the wash. Now I'll take a fork, and then I'll whisk that up. And again, I have the zest in there as well as the lemon juice. So you know it's gonna have a little lemon in that chicken. I got that ready to go. And while I'm at the cutting board, I'm in this spot, and I don't have the meat snare here. I want to take the broccoli crown and cut that away. So the broccoli crown, and this is funny, people always make the chicken broccoli ziti. And did you ever get it? And like all the broccoli like is all over the place, like the little green things are all over the all over the ziti. It just is. They're not stuck together because they overcook them. They overcook the broccoli. You don't want to do that. What you want to do with broccoli is you just want a thing called blanch. You want to put it into the pasta right when it's getting to the end of its cook, and let it just sit in the hot water for a few minutes and blanch. That's how you don't get all those little pieces all over the place, stuck in your mouth. There's nothing like biting into a piece of broccoli and it's all limp and blech. You know, it's gotta be thick and have a bite to it. So take that off as much as we can save, because again, this is about saving some cash. This is gonna be my lunch for the next couple of days at work. Take my wooden board, which I got from CJ. It has my name on it. He made this from, you know, wood. He actually put the stuff together, crushed it, put my name on it. We'll show you how to take care of those things too, how you sand them down every once in a while. And when you sand them down, you put a little bit of oil on it and you take care of that wooden cutting board. My actually whole table is a cutting board, but we have a cutting board separate. Take my little piece off my chicken here. I take my stagione, take that over here with the flour. Jump off set for a second. We don't have extra hands and grips here that can move the stuff around, so I have to do it all myself. I barely got a guy on the camera over there doing his thing, and I'm telling you, that's a job in and of itself, following me around. Boom. I'm gonna reach behind me. My pasta's still going. That's almost there. I'm gonna throw in my broccoli. I'm gonna let that blanch because it's almost done. Regular pasta. If it's real pasta and we made it here today, it would take about 2 to 3 minutes to cook that pasta. And again, I'd use stagione flour to make that pasta, which is really good. But that would be that way. It usually like 10 or 11 minutes on regular. And you know how people squirt it with the lemon? Think about it. It's in the actual egg batter. So that egg batter here that I've made, and then the flour, I'm gonna heat up the pan right now behind me, and then we're gonna get cooking on some of the cutlets. So let's go for it. Tom, coming close down, get a picture of this, the chicken and the flour and all that stuff. And I don't care that you're in the frame now because we're gonna add that to it. So we got our pan ready with the hot oil. Tom's in there getting some good close shots. And now we're gonna go ahead and take these cutlets and we're gonna toss them in there. So let's rinse this off. You can hear that oil coming up on there. We're gonna take a little garlic for seasoning, okay? Boom, throw a little garlic in there. We're also gonna take a little bit of that onion. I'm gonna throw a little bit of onion in there. Bang, boom, zip, the whole thing. And then we're going to take a little bit of this basil, because again, we want that basil hint to go across the whole dish tonight. Whether it's in your crostini or whether it's in your pasta, you're going to taste that basil. It's going to be in there. Then this is just very easy. We want to take our chicken cutlet, bang it in there. Do it quick. Get it in the egg wash, then boom, right to the flour. Make sure the flour gets all in there. It's the good stuff. Boom. Cutlet number 2. Boom. And then the way that we're going to layer it in the pan, Tom's going to come over here and get some of the pan action next. We're going to layer it in one direction so we know which way that the chicken is in there. So come on over here to the pan. And then we're just going to lay that down on the oil. And we're going to put it all in one direction. See the garlic? It's already coming up. It's already cooking. We're going to lay that all in one direction. Now I want to get the rest of the cutlets. Tom, you can stay there and cover that. All right, so this is a lot of things going on here. We got the chicken going. We got the blanching on the broccoli because the pasta is almost done. And we're trying to get all this stuff rolling at the same time. Again, it's about time. You're coming home at night, at the end of the night for work. Something that you can make quick on the oven. And then you can have it for 3 or 4 days. And I did some with a little bit of egg wash and some without. Or you can take the egg wash, dip it again, and do the flour again. So you can twice put it in the flour. Try it that way. And so you kind of want to remember the order that you put it in there, because that's the order which you want to take it and then flip it over and cook it some more. Could have used a little bit more oil in here, because you see where the oil is going fast. So, boom, we're done with that. We're done with our egg wash. We're done with that piece. I'm going to take this and wash my hand real quick. Hands are washed. Then we're going to have, Tom, I'm going to have you, having me flip this real quick. Let's grab the tongs. But over here with the chicken, we don't want to burn it, but we want that like that brownish stuff there. We want that on there. A little bit, the onion could have been cut up a little bit better. But we just want to brown it. You know what I'm saying? We want to brown it, get it cooked all the way through. When you're doing, depending on what type of dish you're doing, but just gonna brown that. And that's just adding the flavor, like the onions and the garlic and all of that stuff. That's just adding flavor to it, to the oil. If it looks like you're running a little bit low on oil, don't be afraid to get a little bit more oil. Or if you want, you can use butter. Let's get a little bit more taste. Let's amp it up a little bit. Let's put a little butter in there too. Take the butter, get it going a little bit. That'll add a little bit more flavor to it. But you want to make it, you don't want it to stick, you don't want it to burn. You want to keep the pan going. The heat wise, get that butter to come all underneath it. And then it looks like the blanching on the broccoli is done. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pull this and we're gonna strain it. All right, Tom, I'll have you come out of the shot and then. Now, when you do your pasta, you strain it, but you don't rinse it. You keep that starchy water on there. Now I got that going. What I can do is now take just a regular canned Alfredo. I'm not gonna make it from scratch. Just because again, this is about doing meal prep and time. I'm gonna heat this up a little bit. I never waste any, so I'm gonna go over here and get a little bit of water in there. So again, meal prep about saving money. Pour that in there. And with an Alfredo, it's a very thick sauce. So you want to make sure when you bring that up to temperature, you want to make sure that you don't burn it. Okay, that's a big thing with that. You got to watch it, Alfredo. It's a thicker sauce. You don't want to burn it. The chicken cutlets, again, just keep turning them. If you want to, you can throw some more flour on it if you want. Like I said, you can do it double in the egg wash if you want. But now that butter's really getting in there. Well, yeah. And that's going to have good flavor. And another thing that you can add to that, if you want a little bit more flavor in that chicken, that's something that I like to do. What do you think I'm going to go with, Tom? Parmigiana, fresh Parmigiana. Add that to the chicken. Now you want to add it after it's almost cooked because you don't want to burn that cheese. You want to just melt it into that chicken. So a nice fresh Parmesan is always good. I tell you, I really do like this LG Pro Bake. It is a great oven. I'm telling you, it's hot in here. I'm going to turn the fan on. That's how hot it is in here. You're starting to get some air in here. It's getting a little hot. But you saw how he made that. This is all, maybe like, if you're looking at time, it'll give you 3 meal preps, and it'll be good for the week. So if you're at work. And you think about the cost ratio with the pasta and the freshness, you can't quantify that. That's what's making a good meal. So again, watch Alfredo. I heard it behind me. That's how fast it was to get that Alfredo going. And for the Alfredo, and also for the pasta, the minute you take the pasta out of that pan, is you want to get it right back in with that Alfredo sauce. You don't want to wait. And you see how the broccoli is still all together? There's crowns, not loose. It's not stuck all over the pasta. I think we lost a couple pieces too. I call that, a couple for the gods. So I'll mix in the Alfredo. It's super hot right now. I won't worry about the 1 or 2 pieces I lost behind the stove. I'll get after that when it's done. But again, I want you to see that. Look at the broccoli. Look at it. It's not falling apart. It's stiff. There's still some life to it. You just want to blanch it. You don't want to kill it. You want to blanch it. And you're getting that. See, that's still a crunchy piece. That's a crunchy piece. Good stuff.
No, the camera overheated.
Oh.
The camera overheated.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we'll give it a minute. So let's just close off on this one. And let's just show you what the last piece is when it comes up. We're going to finish it and put it together for you.
It's working.
Open up the bottom cage of that. Open up the bottom where the battery door is. Open that battery door.
It's just not going to fall out if you do
Nope.
that. Okay.
Just don't touch under there because it will. All right. We rolling on that one?
Yeah. Gotta go through a spiel here. Okay, now it's rolling on both of them. Yep.
Rolling on both. All right. We got a clap going. So now we're going to plate. Now, this took me about a half an hour. We're going to go ahead and turn that chicken off. We got our broccoli and ziti already strained and run through our Alfredo and heat it up. Use a little pasta scraper here. We'll get some of that chicken broccoli ziti in there. Take the stem over here. I'm going to cut that up a little bit more. Got a lot of Alfredo on there. They call this the Italian heart attack. And that's when you have the chicken broccoli ziti. But it's my favorite dish. I'll eat it in 90-degree weather. I really don't care what anyone thinks. I love chicken broccoli ziti. I will eat it anywhere. The chicken seems to be done. Look at that, huh? So when you hear that chicken, hear that scrape? Oh yeah, that's a nice crusty chop. So that's a flour, that's the Parmigiana, that's everything. Got that flecks of lemon in it. We take this, I already cleaned this before, so I made it nice and clean now. And then we're gonna take our chicken here, and we're gonna cut it up. I hate when you get chicken broccoli ziti and you don't have any chicken on the plate. It drives me nuts. So we'll take that chicken, we'll cut it up. We'll cut it both ways. Bingo. Right like that, oh. And then for a display, put it on there. So that, a little bit more of the pepper, fresh pepper. I hate when people ring the plate. You don't have to do that. You don't have to. You just put a little pepper in there. Be done with it. A little bit of salt. And then if you want to add that to it, you can actually take, a nice piece of basil, and you could take that and you could put the leaves on there if you want. What I like to do again is I'll fold it and then I'll cut it into strings. And then I'll just put a little on there. And then for the piece de resistance, no, it was French, but whatever. Here we go. Fresh Parmesan, nothing in the can, nothing in the jar. Here we go, fresh Parmigiano. There you go. And that's it, people. Chicken broccoli ziti. Nice and fast, easy to make for meal prep, and what a dish to get. Until next time, and we bring Kayla back, I'm going to be excited. We're going to do a couple of big dishes then. There you go. Get in there tight, Tom? Oh, yeah. He's going to get in there tight all right. He's going to gobble it all down.